It's gonna be awkward.
2, 1. We're back. What up?
Hey guys,
Another hiatus we took.
another hiatus, which we, in all honesty, we didn't intend to, but it just so happened that what's our excuse this time?
We're
I'm
not.
just
We're
kidding.
not going to compete with the election.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing. Is like it just going up to it, and it wasn't a 2-week thing. Well, no, that's why it turned out to be a 2-week thing, because the first week it was going on, and it was the election, and then we didn't have any kind of results for.
No. That's your.
Or do I have it mixed up?
No, there was a week that we
didn't do it. Yeah.
because we didn't want to force it.
We didn't want to force an episode. Yeah.
Yep. And
Because we didn't have a topic really dialed in.
And then the next week, we came to 2 weeks ago unprepared. Then the next week it was the election, and we just didn't want to compete with the algorithms.
Yeah. It just wouldn't have been. It's still probably going to be a little tough because it's
It's us.
It's us, and it's still going on. We're always seeming to be fighting an uphill battle. But I waved the white flag in one of those battles.
Yeah, and we'll get into it, I'm sure. This week though, what are we getting into? We're gonna get into.
Well, I think it's the question that everyone's been asking themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not having this conversation yet with their peers, but they're definitely having this conversation in their head. And they're thinking, what next?
What's next?
What's next?
Election's over.
I
guess there's not official results, but
I'm confused, man. From what I remember, because look, this is only my second election that I've been, an adult for. So the first go around last time, I thought we knew like next day. Didn't we have the results? It was like 1 a.m. or something. So like technically next day.
But in that case, keep in mind too, this last go around, Obama had done his 2 terms.
Okay, yeah. So we were getting a fresh go.
We were getting fresh blood either way, and there wasn't like the I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a good thing to bring up because
it's different.
Like, it's definitely a different type of election, I guess. And still with that uncertainty, the show goes on,
and we're not looking to make this political. We're not looking to take this in a political direction, but it's something.
I think just the rest of the year.
It's something that either way, like personally for me, this election, no matter who won,
I was just gonna bring that up,
is gonna have some pretty dramatic consequences for what I do for work, either way it goes. And it's put me into somewhat of a frustrated corner, work-wise. And like it feels like a lot of the stuff I've been working on or been working towards is now, there's no fucking point in it, no matter who wins the election. So it from that standpoint, it's forced me to have to start thinking about like
what's next,
like no matter what, because
how do we prepare for what we don't want to happen?
Because my world is inevitably going to be different moving forward, no matter who wins.
Mm-hmm.
And
mine too, because I'm unfortunately on the road with you.
We're in the same world, and so it's frustrating, and it's caused issues. You've taken some steps in your personal life
for what next. I definitely have some New Year's resolutions with it not being the new year, but it feels like it a little bit. Like kind of feels like a new year a little bit.
Well, Shay's telling me, dude, she's been wanting to put up our Christmas shit for the last 2 weeks.
Fuck it, man.
Huh?
Say fuck it.
Well, dude, she's saying her logic is like everyone's so
make the family happy.
Everyone's so sick of the 2020 that they just want to get Christmas going. But like to me, I don't want to like end up getting sick of Christmas now because we've got the longest Christmas
like,
season
God damn.
ever, dude, and it's the worst year of all
Get
time.
it.
And it's like
Staying home and eating soup every fucking day.
Yeah, so I've been trying to hold strong against going all out with the Christmas stuff. I'm sure we'll do light. I don't really have a problem with doing lights. You know, it's the tree, it's the music, and the colors.
Yeah.
You know, the red and the green is so different than the brown and the yellow and the orange of a Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's my only.
It's a big shift. It is a big shift.
But anyways, back on what we were talking about, dude. What's next? What is next? What's next for you?
What's next for me? So as of today, and it'll already be gone by the time this drops, but Instagram's got to go. And I'm seeing a lot of people delete different social media accounts, and a lot of it's because a lot of people watch that Social Dilemma movie. I started, didn't watch it. I want to watch it because it has something to do with my job in some ways. So I do want to watch it, but it's not, I don't think that social media is necessarily the devil, but I definitely think you can develop unhealthy relationships with it. And I don't feel like I have one with Facebook. Can't delete my Facebook too because it's all my ad accounts on there. So can't just delete that because I still have a job, you know? So, but in terms of Instagram, it just felt like it was becoming a waste of time. And I'm constantly saying to myself, oh, I want to create this. I want to make this. I want to do this content-wise, this content-wise. Let's start doing this for Weber Boys, and constantly like doing ideas. But the thing that was always lingering in the back of my head was like, well, how am I going to distribute all this to the podcast? Am I going to have time for all this? I hate that part of the job. I hate having to post and share it and do all that. And especially when like, I don't even have my own ideas. I'm out of ideas to like think of like a picture to post because I'm thinking about ideas for the shit that I actually want to do. I don't care if anyone sees me in a cool outfit because I mean, I'm cool with how I dress. You know, I wore that outfit. I thought it was a cool outfit. That's why I wore it. So I don't need, 200 likes to tell me that it was a good picture, a good outfit. So, and that's not why everyone's on Instagram, but that's what I found with my own conversation. So it was like, I'm just going to focus on creating what I actually want to create. And I mean, I guess the best platform that I felt would have been YouTube, because I'm more of a long form guy. And but yeah, dude, I'm ready to start like getting more into film, getting more into music, and maybe not necessarily becoming the next Scorsese or the next Jimi Hendrix. That's definitely not the goal, but just getting better at that while doing this just seems way more productive than just sitting around fucking scrolling through Instagram and trying to figure out what I'm going to do content wise with it.
Yeah.
What clips I'm going to put on it and just trying to market all of it. Like I do so much fucking marketing as it is. Like,
I think it's a cool idea, man. I think like you've been talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
For the last few days. And
it's been really on my mind. It's like it's honestly like a fucking stressful breakup.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you've taken breakups this hard. Like this has been a big deal for you the last few days.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, dude, is I've been on Instagram, like we were talking about this a little bit, and you've taken a few hiatuses and deleted it and made new ones. But for me though, I made it I made it in 2012 or whatever, like whenever it was like first thing and I was like in high school. And probably right after that, when I decided that I was wanting to do MMA, it became right to building my brand and all about like, all right, I looked at it like the way marketers look at an email list. You have a big email list, you can sell whatever to them, they'll buy from you.
Yeah.
I thought whatever I did, whoever followed me was going to support me in whatever dream I was trying to chase.
Well, I think that's the natural thing. It's like what we talk about, what we've talked about in the past, the rock syndrome, where like you think just because someone follows you, they really care.
Yep.
Or they view you on some sort of, higher level because they're a follower.
Yeah.
It's like this weird thing. I think it's cool though. I think like you said, you're going to be able to focus your time on other things.
My
And
energy mainly too, like in your mental space.
something that's so strange to me is how you go on all these different sites, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's all the same content that's being shared to, even a lot of times it's the same people, because you have the same people on all
and
these
they're
different
just
things.
packaged differently.
If they are, dude,
Yeah.
like Complex, for example, they'll post something to Facebook that they post to Instagram that they post to Twitter, and it's like they're not maliciously doing it, and they're not even taking the time to do it, because they're a part of whatever streamlining program that they use, to where they can just click a button that says share to all the accounts, and so then it's done and it's shared to every social account that they've got. And it's like, as a person who's on, if you're a person who's on multiple social accounts, you're seeing the same thing on every app that you're going on. If it's a negative thing and you have a negative relationship with it, it's constant negativity, and you're not getting any further along with your own shit.
Right.
So like, I think it's a huge thing that you're doing, and I think that, but what I think is cool and special, I guess, about how you're doing it is that you're taking the ownership and the accountability and saying that this is just unhealthy for me right now. I've got an unhealthy relationship with it. You're not saying that the whole idea of it is evil. Like, we've talked about it. Like, I'm in a different place with it than you are. I don't have the same hangups, I don't have the same daily hangups or frustrations with it that either you have now or I have in the past. And so for me, it doesn't feel like it would be a super liberating thing for me to get rid of. It just feels like an organized timeline of the last few years of my life, like highlights. And so for that reason, it's fine. And that's why I don't buy in fully to like the idea that social media is the devil.
All right.
And that, because it is whatever you make it, like a lot of things in life, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that, because
But there's a lot of negativity with the politics stuff, so that's a big what's next thing. Like,
yeah,
how
well,
do we
that's
move past that?
I don't know. And well, one more thing I want to touch on for social media, another big thing I did, which I've actually done before, so it's actually not that big of a deal, but just to piggyback on this, because they kind of go somewhat together, because there's a lot that goes into the reasons of Instagram. I think both sides of the politics have just really annoyed me, the way people go about talking about it. It just has become so emotional now, to where it's like no one is talking about any kind of ideas. And I have no need or desire to really listen to any of that or see any of that. So that's played a role. And then, like all of the Instagram models that are just constantly fucking popping up, and like, it's cool at first. And obviously, as like a dude, every dude wants to see a hot girl, but there comes a point to where you see a hot girl that they're not reachable. You can't talk to them. You wouldn't even want to date them of that lifestyle. Like, you probably don't want a girl that's got the Instagram reels, shaking her titties and, and the oil and stuff and the swimsuit and shit. But like, it's cool and all, I guess. But like, when am I seeing this? And why is this popping up on I'm at work and I just posted something for the podcast and I'm in a completely different mindset. I just don't feel like that's healthy. You know what I mean? To constantly be shifted. I don't know. I take the creative part of the brain really seriously and the imaginative side of the brain really seriously. And I believe that like any time that your creative flow gets fucked with or interrupted, then it slows down the entire process in a lot of ways. And like, that's what I used to get frustrated with my old job when I used to do, when I was first transitioning into what I do now, to where I'm pretty much only doing all of that stuff. So I don't really get bugged for other stuff. But like when I'd get interrupted for helping someone, you know, set up an email when I was in the middle of like a deep creative thing, whether it be a design or a video, anytime that would get interrupted, it was so hard to just plug back into that.
Right.
And guys are always talking about flow. And I found myself just going to Instagram just because, and you just sit there and you're on there for a couple seconds. And even though you're just on there for a couple seconds, you see something, you see some post, and it makes you feel some kind of way. It makes you start thinking about something. So it took you away from whatever train of thought you were on. It's not always a bad thing. It just happens to be that all I see is politics and a bunch of other shit, you know, just random stuff that doesn't feel productive for what I'm actually trying to do.
Yeah, and the algorithms are so finicky too that like, God forbid you're just curious about some sort of like a political meme or something.
Yeah.
You know, like if you click on one, you're
Getting all of it.
Your whole explore feed is going to be just full of it. You know, same thing with the chicks, dude. Like if you click on one,
Well, how it works, like your buddy will send you one, be like, dude, this chick's so hot. And you're like, oh, for sure. And you'll click on it. And then it's like, now it's all in your feed. And then you just got
whatever it is, dude.
Yeah.
Like anything that you find an interest in, it's just the algorithm is not as smart as people make it out to be and or give it credit for.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. So, I mean, it's hard. It'd be hard, dude. Like if I didn't have Shay and the little man and, you know, the whole family thing going on, you know, like I might not do it either.
Yeah.
And I still might not at some point, you know, but
And that's my thing. Like the day I do have a girlfriend or wife or family, like I don't really want to put them all over social media anyways. So like,
no, but it's nice having just like an because like your phone,
yeah, but you can.
your phone gets real. I don't know, dude.
I don't know if that's necessarily. I mean, it can be if
I'm
you
not
want
saying
it to be.
it's a
But I'm not saying it's a
need.
bad thing either. But I'm just saying for me,
You know,
we'll just see where I'm at after all this.
Yeah.
We'll see where I'm at. And the other thing, just as I'm getting to it, took me a while, but the dating apps, man, they had to go. The ones I was on, and that was I was on Tinder, Bumble, and I had a Hinge as well. And what was I a main user of? I was a main user of Tinder. Hinge kind of was off and on. I'd only go on there if I ever got like a notification. But those, man, those have gotten really toxic, man. I didn't realize. Maybe I think when you're younger, you're on them and you're just kind of doing them and you're just having fun. And then I think you get older and then it just starts to feel sad, kind of. I don't know,
Right.
like if you felt that kind of like leading into the years, but it's like you'll match with the girls and then they're selling you their OnlyFans.
I got security stuff going on, dude. I
All
gotta
right,
make
bro.
sure that the fucking alarm.
Look like you're texting.
I wasn't. I was
Show
on
some
the
respect, bro. I'm doing a read.
drama. By the way, we are gonna do an Entourage episode.
Yeah, stay
Some
tuned for
point
that.
in
We're
the
real
near
excited for
future.
that.
Shay and I are just ripping through the last 2 seasons and then the movie.
I'm really ripping through it again.
Yeah, but you've already seen it. So
Yeah,
it's
I've
not
seen it a
like
few
we're
times.
waiting for you to do
No.
it.
We're waiting for her because
She hasn't seen it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, and you're waiting for that episode. I'd watch it.
I'd get
yeah.
to getting, dude.
Because it's coming.
Uh,
Yeah, dude, the dating apps, so those had to go. I felt like they felt also like it was just a waste of time. Didn't feel productive. And it seems like, and I could be wrong, and I don't want to disrespect any girls that are on there, but the girls that it seemed like I kept matching with and was on it, it just was, it wasn't the kind of girl I'm really trying to be with, in a dating sense or in even any sense. Like it was just hard to connect and actually talk on there in any kind of way, even like in a hookup way. because they'd be charging for fucking money and shit.
Yeah,
So
you did get caught up.
I got caught up in
a prostitution.
the prostitution ring.
But that, you know what, dude,
That kind of pushed me off, dude. And then, you know, there's other times, you know, when it's like the whole scene though, the whole world, I guess it's like everyone's got like super edited photos. This is Instagram and these dating apps. It's just everything is so, it just seems so materialistic and fake. And I don't really necessarily, from my eyes, where I'm at in my perspective, I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying from what I'm seeing and who I'm seeing on there, what's in my algorithm, it just feels like that with people, you know, and all the, like, no one's just comfortable with themselves. And, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it. And that's a hard thing to do. And I know how it is. I've not been comfortable with myself.
I know.
I'm still getting there.
We all are.
We all are.
Can do. You know?
But anyway, so those are my biggest what's nexts. Where it was just deleting, trimming the fat. And you know, starting to focus on like the things that are important to me.
Okay. That's good, dude. You know, I think that there's a lot of things that like people in general, like just people can be doing as a what's next. And it's just really evaluating on if you're doing what you want to be doing and how effective you are at doing it.
Yeah. Well, and another thing I want to bring up on that is I had a buddy the other day, and I think he listens to the show, and if you are, I'm not clowning on you, but he brought up there's this challenge or something. He's like, hey, you know, you guys want to do this challenge? It's, you know, like 75 days of, you got to work out for 40 minutes twice a day. You got to read 10 pages of a book, and you got to eat clean. You can't drink, like all kinds of rules. And it's like supposed to change you when you're done. I told him, I was like, no, I'm good because I already read when I can. And I already work out once a day. Like I'm already doing a lot of the things that people feel like they need to change in their life. But I think that for some people, it goes deeper than just start working out. And I think going to those extreme levels can sometimes do more harm than good than if you take an honest look at your situation and think about, okay, what's actually holding me back? And that's what I thought about. I was like, all right, it seems like dating apps and Instagram are the two things that I'm constantly talking shit about. Even on here, you can go back for years, I've been talking shit about them. And, you know, at what point are you going to just tell yourself to man up and just get rid of it? And you know, same thing with the other stuff. If you just find, I guess, what's wrong in your life.
Yeah. Totally.
Did I say something wrong or
no?
Oh.
You sound like you were still going, and I didn't want to start talking, and then have you jump back in, and like, I just didn't want to crimp your style on what you were talking about.
No, I appreciate that. I'm done.
All right.
Talking stick is yours.
Okay. Yeah, dude. What's next for me though? I don't know if I honestly have no fucking idea. You know, like I have no idea. There's a part of me that just wants to buy a few acres somewhere and just be off the grid.
Like to do that
and create like a fucking commune, like a ranch,
like a cult.
Yeah, but like have it be real low key. It's not really like a super open, like I'm not looking to have everyone join it. It's just sort of like where I live and hang out and the family, and you can come.
Like the family is in like,
not like Shay and Gregory.
You kind of look like Charles Manson, bro.
Dude, come on.
Just kidding.
No, it's not like that. I just mean like
you said the family and watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood too much.
Okay. That's one option I guess I could do if shit really goes south. I guess I could start a food truck if shit really went south. I've been spinning
I'll do the
out,
content, man.
I've been spinning out some burgers. I think whatever I do, move, because I definitely need to be doing more than what I'm doing, and whether I channel some of my time, creating content or running around the town selling burgers, I think something can be done.
Yeah, definitely.
Just bringing a
picture it. Fun.
bringing a burger joint on the road, dude, and just saying, "Hey,
Street burgers.
I got some street burgers coming your way."
Well, I got some DMs, dude, when I posted.
Oh,
they're
dude,
like, they're fucking.
I get DMs every time I post one of my dishes, man. People are chomping at the bit.
I like that you call it a dish.
I got people. I got people that
That's how we know you cook.
I got people that don't even like me. Like, dude, when you have me over for dinner? Like, bro, fucking never, dude.
Stab me.
But
dark.
But yeah, dude, that was weird. Weird thing to say.
You said they didn't like you. I don't know.
Who's stabbing someone just because they don't?
Well, kitchen, dude. Knives in the kitchen. That's in movies, man. I have a sick mind.
Whatever, dude. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, hopefully this all works out and we can move on from here. But I mean, economically, there's some big shit that's changing, and I'm not in control of any of it. Like I really had some good ideas and some good plans that,
based on how the system was.
Yeah, just
or has been.
BT, I'll say. I had a lot of ideas, and now it's just all bets are off on all that. So I'm at a point of like, it's different. Like I feel a lot different now than I did when I realized that my hockey career was ended. Like that felt like I died, because like I dedicated my whole life to being a hockey player, and I was a hockey player more than I was a person. But like in doing this, since I've not been playing hockey, like this was always sort of like the reason for me. Like it felt like this was the reason I didn't make it in hockey, was so that I could be doing this. And so like I had this very like close sort of feeling that I needed to be doing what I was doing. Like that purpose, that feeling of purpose was very, very great. And now it just feels like I've learned some sad lessons, not necessarily for me, but for the world. And, I just don't know that what I was wanting to do would ever be possible anyways, regardless of had this year never happened or the last 3 years never happened. I think I've come to the realization that, and I've been saying this, that people want to be understood more than they want to understand. That's the one. And the other thing is that people would rather be right than know the truth. And I think that it's the truth is such a mystery on so many things, and people aren't willing to be wrong. And they're not okay with not knowing. Like everyone has an idea, or if you have an idea or you think something is the way it is, then you're closed off to anything that would tell you otherwise. And I think that specifically like in today's day where things are changing so quickly and stuff is being talked about that is so far over people's pay grade, but yet it's causing these fights on Facebook amongst people who they just have no business even talking about this stuff. You know, it's all disheartening, and it just makes me feel like why why even try? You know, because the man's just gonna call you a fat, washed up loser and crush your soul.
Yeah.
So do yourself a favor and just give up.
I did.
That's School of Rock.
Well, School of Rock, I mean,
But like, you know,
these movies primed us for this day, man.
you get to a point where like, and also too, I've been thinking a lot about this, and you know, we've talked about God quite a bit on this show over the years, and in the last couple weeks even, and I think about the world and the imperfect state of the world, and the fact that it's purposefully imperfect and it will never be perfect. Like there's no possible way for it to be perfect because it's not designed to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So the imperfections are perfect imperfections, meaning no matter how hard I or anybody else tries, it's still going to be fucked up. Which means why not just have some fun? And if you can figure out how to make money along the way, dude, then great. But
yeah, well, and that's been not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But that's exactly where I've been at these past few weeks. It's been the same thing, you know. I've been super stressed out since the election because we had a good discussion about kind of just what's gonna happen regardless of who gets elected, and they're so different. And we'd have to do a whole episode explaining it, so we're not gonna get into it, but it affects me and my job being the marketing in terms of like my planning. Because what is it? We're middle of November. So, I mean, we start rolling out marketing plans January 1st. You got to start acting on shit. So like, but if we're going to have to shift completely, like I can't build a whole marketing plan and then we don't find out. We think Biden wins now, but then December 1st or December 14th, whatever day, they decide, no, Trump won, or vice versa, whatever. So I can't put all my eggs into one basket, or you can't. And then for us to just get fucked in the first of the year. And that's just for me on just a workload side of it.
Well, it doesn't really, like, either way, the wave is going to crash at some point. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Where or when, like, we can't just sit around and wait for it to crash before we
get up out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's can't happen. So no matter what, things have to change and we have to adapt. But
all good things.
That's our day job problem, and it's not your guys' problem. So everything will be fine.
Or the shows, because the show, I mean,
separate deal. Everything's fine.
Equipment's owned.
We're good. We're not leasing anything.
We both got homes that we can do this out of if we don't have this this office anymore.
We have winning personalities, which we can take with us, and
could rent a conference room at a Marriott.
we could do that.
We could do them live. Could you imagine if that just February, like COVID's done, fucking masks are done, we're just like, all right guys, we can't do our job anymore, so we're just gonna do
Wouldn't that be
Social
nice,
Awkward
dude?
Live and go to hotels in Phoenix or something.
Be funny.
Venmo us $10 or something for a ticket.
But yeah, dude. So
Not that bad for us, but it's not bad at all for us.
No, but it's definitely uncertain times,
uncertain.
and it's frustrating times for sure. And I think like one thing that I do know that we are going to be going in a direction of helping people do what we say they should do. Whatever that is. Like what I mean by that is I've been writing a lot and we've been saying how important it is to monetize hobbies and to be entrepreneurial, especially in these times of uncertainty with jobs and people getting furloughed and all sorts of shit. If you're your own boss, I mean, you decide when you go to work and when you don't. You decide when you're essential or if you're not. And you know, that's the concept of what we're preaching. And so however we can help facilitate that is, I think, going to be a real good direction for us. And I think we've got a lot of other good ideas that are different than what we were planning 2 years ago, but
Definitely good supporting ideas.
these are going to be good for the world that is what's next. You know, it's going to be good for that. And eventually we'll escape to Montana, Shay and I and Gregory and whoever else wants to come. But
yeah, I'll zoom up there. I'll be heading out there as well at some point,
because it's just it's a peaceful idea being off the grid. I'm really
well, especially since this year's really changed a lot of ideas, man. It's like really, I think
I just want space and I want space, quiet, and not people near me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've really found that. And I think the biggest problem is I know anyone I interact with, I probably have different belief. No, not probably. I know for sure I have a different belief system than them. And it seems like all anyone wants to talk about these days is it just comes up like their opinion of the mask. If you're in public, their opinion on the politics, their opinion on the election. It's just like their opinion on fucking everything.
I don't see it going away.
Like they're a guest on the show.
I don't see it going away is the other thing that kind of has led me to this point of like any of it. I don't see the mask stuff going away. I don't really see like the vaccine stuff going away because there's such a separation in like what the two ends of the spectrum believe. There's such a separation.
Yeah.
And like
there's no middle ground.
Well, there's no give or anything, you know. It's everything is so fucking volatile,
intense.
Yeah, and so I don't love the masks, but you know, if you don't live near anybody, you don't have to ever worry about it. You've socially distanced.
Yeah.
I would like to take this all honestly to the next level.
Yeah.
Because my life really hasn't changed a whole lot since all of this pandemic has started.
Me neither. I mean, I definitely don't have as much of a social life, but
well, I didn't have a huge one to begin with.
No.
And so now it feels like that everybody has kind of joined me. It makes me feel like I've got to now take it to the next level and say, you know what, then I'm going to just
go further out.
I'm going to just check out. And like the thing is, you could still
do the Joe Rogan of indie podcasts.
No, dude, you could still do the podcast. We could still do all the content, and we could just not share our location. We would just not tell anybody. We could be in an undisclosed location, and we wouldn't, you know, like.
Yeah, it definitely seems like kind of the direction, just because of
we just create a little commune of happiness, dude. We can get a paintball field, we get a shooting range, we get a gym. We could do we can get some animals, get some chickens. We'll get sky's the limit, dude.
Some pig,
get some
cows,
bull, we can get some cow, we can get
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely
and we'll create content.
Yeah. The reality show. Well, dude, I've been inspired by a ton of people on YouTube and lately, and I think that was another reason that pushed me to just start making YouTube content, like get that inspiration, get that itch, because I'm seeing these guys just piece together cool content, and then I get ideas like, oh, well, maybe if we mix a little bit of everything, and you know, it it just seems like such a cool way to be able to get your message across. Like some of these guys are doing such cool things. Like one dude just goes around Arizona and he's showcasing the state of Arizona, cool places to go.
Well, it's like all the other ones, dude. It's what you make it.
Yeah.
And when you've got when you've got a good idea, and here's the other thing too, like there's no pressure to you're not seeing the same thing on all the other platforms, and even a lot of this people are different too. I've noticed like people who aren't on social media are on YouTube. And like the people who interact on YouTube are people who don't have social media. Like they're the ones that are doing the commenting, the liking.
Right.
For the most part, I think, is people who don't engage on the Facebooks and the Instagrams. That could be totally wrong, but it's just what I think.
Yeah, I mean, and you could be right. I mean, because that's what it seems like.
It does seem like that, but
in a good way, not in a bad way. Well, and that's the thing I think too. It's like you were saying earlier, like all of these social medias, they're all different, but they're all the same, and they're all to blame for things, and they're all to credit for things.
Right.
So, and like you said, they're all what you make out of it, and that's where, for like, if you have an idea, and like what I've been doing, I'm trying to think about, okay, well, how can my ideas be best presented? And it's by far for where I'm at today is YouTube. In perfect world, I'd have my own we'd have a Weber Boys Entertainment site that just houses everything. But there's a lot that goes into that. It's not just,
dude, I think it would be cool to have a Weber Boys Entertainment town.
Could be cool.
And just document what it's like to start a town from scratch.
I mean, Ghost Town's doing that. One of my guys that I'm inspired by. Doesn't mean that we can't also be doing something like that, but
yeah, but he's doing that like in a town that already exists.
You're saying start one from scratch.
I'm talking like play Minecraft in real life.
Well, that's what Homeboy is doing. He's going through caves and shit, finding like resources. It's pretty Minecraft.
That's what you got to do no matter what. But I'm talking about you don't have.
So we're building up.
There's no structures.
Okay, we're playing.
We're talking about an undeveloped piece of land that says, "Hey,
why don't we?"
I talked to him today. He might be in for it. I don't know. We got to see. I twist his arm a little more.
Just saying, dude, it's like fucking there.
I know.
It's not going anywhere.
I just don't want to talk about where it is, though.
Yeah.
Who's involved and
yeah.
But we could have some stuff in the works for a commune.
That could be cool, dude. Because so building a town, dude. But think about this. Everyone's talking all this shit about entertainment industry and all this. Weber Boys Entertainment Town is like Biz Town, but for the entertainment industry, and people can go there, and they've got like
it's New Hollywood
theater school, and then they got like teaching, and then they have actual sets and they have actual stuff. New Hollywood, you get a sign. It's Weber Boys Entertainment. We become dictators. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but we're getting a little crazy, dude. Because I don't want that many people. We're talking about a school. And,
yeah, you're right. But it's a cool idea though.
Yeah. I think you're still on the Spawn Ranch idea. Speaking of man,
Spawn Ranch. Does George Spawn still on this?
Yeah. Anyways, dude, that's what's next for us. I think. Well, you can look forward to more content. I mean, I'm gonna be producing some more stuff, regardless of whatever it is.
I'm on YouTube, guys. So I'm official.
I'm on YouTube as well. If anyone gives a shit.
Yeah, and since I'm gonna be posting on mine, I'll just go and plug it. It's on you, Playboy. Your move. Yeah, it's Zach Scott Weber. And maybe since I do the descriptions on these bad boys, maybe I'll plug that in there on there. So
maybe I'll do a burger tutorial, dude.
Dude, that'd be dope. Because the thing is, dude, is like we can both film.
Yeah, we can.
So I could always have you come over.
Well, you got to schedule me. I got a family.
Well, no,
I'm not just on call for you to come over and
Fucking film me play Stairway to Heaven or some shit.
Video you playing Stairway to Heaven for the 80th time.
Yeah. Well, you can call me anytime.
I appreciate that.
And I'll let you know if I'm available or not. And I'll come by, dude, and I'll get some shots of you filming that. I've got some short film ideas that I want to be working on. I'm still waiting on some equipment. I just got a drone, a little mini drone. I'm trying to just get my feet wet with the drone game. And that's what's also next for me. Yeah, dude, I'm excited to just do some cool stuff. That's
Cool
like
shit, dude.
Yeah, that's not just thinking of like, how do I look cool?
It's cool, man. All right. Well, do we have anything else for this week? I've got a really bad headache. So
In the
if we can
runs?
wrap- not the runs, but I do have a headache. Speaking of School Rock.
Well, I got nothing. We are on Patreon still. That's patreon.com/WeberBoys. And you can find me on YouTube at Zach Scott Weber. And you can find Justin Weber on Instagram at Real Justin Weber and YouTube at Real Justin Weber, I believe.
Just Justin Weber.
Just Justin Weber. Drop the real. It's cool.
It's cooler.
And that's what's next. So what's
All right.
next for you guys? Subscribe, leave a
Comment
review,
below, dude.
comment below.
Comment below about what's next for you.
How's
dude.
your year gone?
And what do you make of all this, dude? Does it not affect your life? Does it affect your life? If so, are you fucked? And are we fucked together? And do you want to join the commune?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, because there's spots available.
Not a lot.
You got to be cool.
Filling up quick.
You got to be cool. That's rule number one. Rule number one is have fun. Rule number two is be cool.
I should have had a really good business idea
No,
about
yeah.
getting the wedding planning. Have the family just do a wedding planning business, and I would do the cooking. You would do the photograph and the video and even the music if you wanted.
Dude, that'd be fun, dude.
and then Dad, we get our Dad ordained. He would do the reading of the Bible. He could be on the drums. We could all come back together
and do the band.
And do the band at the end.
That'd be fun.
And then and then Mom and Shay would do the planning and all that.
That could be
Shay's
fun.
Mom would do the hair.
Well, you know who we can get to do backup shots?
Who?
Our cousin.
That's right, Mike. And then
He does music. He can do backup vocals.
We get Ryan Seacrest to produce it as a reality show.
Only if it's under the Weber Boys Entertainment brand.
We would co-produce. It would be Weber Boys Entertainment and Ryan Seacrest Productions. But Ian Bravo would eat that up.
Who?
Ian Bravo.
Oh, I thought you were saying E-N, like Ian, as in the name.
No.
Bravo. And I thought that was
Ian.
some guy's name, Ian Bravo.
Yeah, he's a tactical guy on YouTube. Does
See
a lot
it.
of gun reviews. Anyway, dude, can we be done? My head hurts.
Yeah, we can be done.
All right. For those of you guys just tuning
let you
in,
take a rest. We've been doing a lot of these.
for those of you just tuning in, I'm Jay.
I'm Z.
And together we are Jay-Z. Chia.
Hope.
It's gonna be awkward.
I don't get it. You do the math.